The French Revolution indicated the passing of the traditional and severely outdated Ancien regime within France. The monarchy and clergy, the backbone of the feudal system, came under attack from the active and radical Parisians, the sans-culottes. The sans-culottes promoted militant action through enlightened political thought. Their social and political ideals were expressed through radical might and mass movement. Revolutionary clubs were utilized by the sans-culottes to convey and express their insurgent principles. The sans-culottes inadvertently influenced the disposition of future French society through their emphatic role in the democratic revolution. Post-revolutionary political thought and societal deliberation stem from the ideals held by the sans-culottes. However, the sans-culottes should not be romanticized as honorable workers merely refining society of monarchy or oppression. They often resorted to pillaging and violence in their quest for social equality. Nevertheless, decisive militant action was needed to initiate a beneficial political alteration. As a result, the sans-culottes greatly shaped the course of the French Revolution through radical militant action. The sans-culottes were a radical political and militant group in existence throughout the French Revolution. They were considered the common people of Paris, the Parisians. Their support mainly stemmed from factory workers, shop owners, and tradespeople. Although ill-equipped and lacking any economic subsidy, the sans-culottes gained widespread support from the lower classes. Acting as a prominent resistance group throughout the latter half of the 18th century, the sans-culottes made up the bulk of the revolutionary army and monarchy resistance. The sans-culottes proved integral to future political upheaval, as they were one of the first working-class groups to incorporate both political ideologies and social stipulation. Often feared by much of the public, the sans-culottes were radical left-wing partisans of the lower classes yearning for social equality and political justice through militant action. Sans-culotte translates to English from French as without silk knee breeches. The sans-culottes despised the breeches of the aristocracy and upper middle classes, calling for class equality. They believed the varying social groups should not be segregated by fashion and manifestation. This led to the sans-culottes' preference for long trousers, known in France as pantalons. This distinguished them from the more affluent bourgeoisie, a group detested by the sans-culottes. While somewhat politically parallel with the bourgeoisie, the sans-culottes acted upon their principles through remonstration rather than political intellect and influence. The pantalon worn by the sans-culottes represented their desire for social equality. This can be seen in Source 2, which illustrates a sans-culotte partisan holding the French Revolutionary flag of red, blue, and white. This picture is clearly attempting to endorse the man as he stands in a proud manner and is distinct from the darker background. This source allows for the understanding of how the sans-culottes were viewed at the peak of their eminence in France. They were often considered the army of the people and were highly regarded by the Third Estate. The sans-culotte political movement was contemporary and supported by many across France. The sans-culottes had clear political and social ideologies. Essentially, the group had a strong hatred for the wealthy, believing in the principle that all people are equal. They believed in popular democracy whereby social and economic equality existed. They called for the monarchy to be abolished and replaced with a democratic state representative of all people in France. The partisans supported reforming the taxing system so that all social divisions could be taxed on a consistent level. Preferably, the sans-culottes wanted each civilian to own one piece of property, such as a shop or farm. They believed that a greater agricultural industry would bolster the nation's economy. The sans-culottes stated that food should be produced from large landowners and then distributed evenly by small shops. All food hoarding would be eradicated through eliminating the monarchy and the large social divide created between rich and poor. The law should punish future grain and food hoarding, while all lower class wages should be increased to prevent both polar extremes of wealth and poverty. The sans-culottes had a visualization of France as a nation built upon urban workers and a strong agricultural industry. The revolution assisted the sans-culottes by politicizing their social and economic ideas through radical armed action.